Hello.
Beautiful. Welcome, welcome. And yes, we are just getting live here. Welcome, Celio. Love to see you here. But welcome, everyone, the ones that we are here in direct. And I know some people are seeing the recording here. So welcome, welcome. Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Here we are, nurturing our prosperity consciousness. And today is Saturday, September the 10th. And I don't know about you, but for me, these days are being like very intense, energetically talking, and I just want to I don't know, to share the gentleness, that the ones that we have the courage to go for more or to expand consciously is very powerful timing right now. And yesterday, personally, I was underground the entire day, and today I feel much better. And it's a matter of getting connected with yourself, checking in what it is that we can release with love, not to push away. And that's what we are working here with the Abundance book. Everyone knows this book already here. And it really is about mastering, I would say, the release technique. Welcome, Candace.
Good
Very
morning.
good to have you here. Yes.
Good.
And and then the idea, I think the practical use of this release technique, is 24 hours a day, every time. I mean, every time that you check in, and you sense that some contraction, some discomfort, and is going on, you have this opportunity to detect, again, 3 pillars, of suffering that we are learning from, let me see, from Lawrence Crane, I forget his name, that is to detect, if it's the human tendency, wanting control or wanting approval or wanting security. And it's okay to detect that and to even feel it, and when that happens, you have the opportunity to open the window, to put the tube that Lawrence was teaching us in the beginning, the oil tube into your solar plexus or belly or chest, wherever you feel the contraction, and let that energy itself. It's not something that you have to push away or anything like that. So the entire work that we do here is about release, letting go, letting go, letting go. All the contraction, all the difficulties, all the struggle, all the sadness, the fears, everything, so we can shine our true nature. That is the goal. And here we are exploring, we went through a lot of exercises to purge, I would say, like different topics that we all engage in life, to have this opportunity to release, to practice, and to be more and more free. So thank you for being here again. Just a little practical thing. If you want to be in the panel, that is fun, and we are here engaging. You will see, like, every time that we do an exercise, we can share and inspire each other. So we do the work here, You need to email Arne, ARNE, at unlimitednetwork.com. And said that, we are going to open the space for Doc Fran, that is the one that is reading the book for us here and guiding us in doing the exercise. And here we are, Doc Fran. Welcome, welcome. Remember to mute yourself if you are not talking, please.
Well, good morning. Monica, thanks for the lovely introduction. And it's
good morning.
Nice to see you, Celio. Always a pleasure. Candace, I see that beautiful flower that you are sitting there. So we had a really good session last week, I felt. And I think we ended on a very high note. We had done the last little exercise, and I think, Monica, with your permission, we'll just wrap up the last little section of chapter 18, is it? Chapter 19. And if you recall, those of you that were with us last week or watched the tape, we ended off on what is my consciousness about relationships. Your attitudes about relationships, of course, determine what manifestations you have in your life regarding relationships. And a special relationship, and one that I think is of prime importance to all of our panel and to our listeners, we've talked about it virtually every Saturday, and that is, since we are all seeking to expand our abundance in affluence of money, and the way that we do that is through business. So it's very interesting to me, and I think it's important to us that the last little section in this chapter is, what is your consciousness about business? What is your relationship to business that is going to absolutely determine what your manifestations are with regards to business and business outcomes. So let's do our little exercise here. There's 3 lines, and take a few minutes here in silence and write down what pops into your mind when you think about the question, what is my...
Yes,
okay,
Dr. Fran, let me just read one thing, because it was inspiring to me when I was doing to do this exercise. But it says, so let's look at your consciousness about business. What is your consciousness about business? So this is the question that we are questioning now to purge. Okay, so just follow your gut here. And what are you demonstrating in business? Clear, you don't like your job, you don't have a good boss or partner, you don't like how much money you are making. Take a look. Notice if you are clenching when you think of those things, are resisting. Put your head down, allow that energy to come up, and just allow it to erase and dissolve. So before we do the release itself, let's take the moment, like Dr. Fran was saying right now, and write 3 things, or maybe 1, whatever it is that really comes up to you. What are you demonstrated in relationship to business? Are you unhappy with in my case, with the money that I'm making? Well, yes. And just, whatever is for you, with total, I will say, compassion, humbleness, humanness, because this is the key, to don't pretend, to don't deny, to be open and allow the release of whatever is clenching us, okay? So 1 minute of silence here, and then Dr. Fran, you come back. But I just wanted to give some examples, because for me, I was like, what? But when I hear the examples, I can understand better. Beautiful.
No problem. That was perfect. All right. Thanks. We'll mute out and write our thoughts down.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Who would like to open up the discussion?
I am Dr. Fran. I'm ready to jump in with this business consciousness. I think it's extremely important point of our work. So for me, there's 3 things that can be bothering me. I mean, it's not. It's my consciousness, and it bothers sometimes. One is the issue of my partners in my business, and I think that's very connected with karma, and I want to clean that, The other point is that my business, they must, with big capital letters, they must reflect my new vision. I don't want to engage anymore in business that don't reflect a new high consciousness vision. And point 3 is, of course, there's big room for more productivity, which is linked to the other 2. Once that's clean, they're going to be more productive, and of course, much more money and wealth is going to come once all that is clean. So those 3 points for me are essential.
Beautiful. I can be next.
Oh, thank you. I was just going to say thanks, Celia. That's a very good insights.
Yes, beautiful. I love that we can inspire each other. But for me, and I'm taking notes, okay, because I'm pretty much on the same boat. But the things that really come up for me in my own language here, or whatever, is like, okay, is a lot of not enough. It's funny, like not enough clients, not enough money, and then not enough or lack of, like you were saying right now, Celio, like teamwork, like to work with people that we are synchronized and enjoy, the teamwork of it and easiness of it. So for sure I wrote that, and I went even a little deeper and I checked, like a lot is wanting security and teamwork. I don't know, I'm touching wanting control, but when we go a little deeper, I will detect more. But this is what I discovered. Thank you.
Wonderful, Monica. Money, 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 money. Yep. It's always on our mind. Arnie, do you have a thought?
Yes, I have. So first, what I'm demonstrating is that business is slow, it's arriving late, and it's on a minimal level. It's like survival. It's not drowning level, but it's just about survival, and I have to work at it to make it happen. That's what I'm demonstrating. But what I'm having a different perception of how I like to make business and how I am acting these days, and that is I'm stopping the struggle, and I'm getting a vision to be allowing the source to support, and coming more from surrendering into passion. But so I'm relaxing and letting it happen more. I'm doing my activities coming with less effort because it's coming from passion. But I still don't see a huge improvement in success level. I guess it's actually, when I look more now, a little bit more success than in the past many years. So the only thing that makes me uncomfortable is that when I'm relaxing into trusting that it's going to manifest, it's the perfect way. I get sometimes into stress, and that comes from the need of security instead of just being a part of the journey and knowing that it's perfect. I know it's perfect, but then I forget that, and I get into the need of security.
Thanks very much. Candace, do you have a thought?
I do. I have a couple of thoughts, and appreciate. I can relate to everything everybody said, and my own words were, I welcome it. It comes randomly. I'm shy about promoting myself and my business, and I am definitely growing into a new level of ability to receive and willingness to go forward. Trust is a word that came up, and eagerness. I'm eager to, like a finger doesn't know it exists until it touches something. And I'm eager to go forth and touch something. So it's a fresh new viewpoint. And my core reason behind it all had to do with safety and security with where I am now. So thank you. This is a great question.
Well, thanks. Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? I wrote down, it just absolutely impinged on me as soon as I repeated that question to myself. What is my consciousness about business? And I only allow enough flow to keep me comfortable. Very interesting thing. And I've always had more than I need, but just a little more than I need. I've never really allowed, and when I do create excessive affluences, I find ways to lose it, throw it away, get rid of it. It's very fascinating. And I seem not to allow excess flow or abundance with regard to money. So I really have to work on what is my underlying self-limiting belief about having excess money. And there's a lot that pops into my mind as soon as I voice that question to myself, because of, again, upbringing and parental attitudes about money. Having grown up in Delaware, where there was great affluences around with the DuPonts, and my mother knew the DuPonts. She would go to their homes, and she would come back always with a feeling of distaste about, you know, how much excess they had, and that there should be more equity in the distribution of that. So as a result of it, she's been a lifelong card-carrying, screaming Democrat. And I guess if you listen to that from the time that you're 2 years old to you're 18 years old, it leaves an indelible mark. So anyway, that's my introspections for today, and I have my marching orders going forward now to focus on some areas that can bear some fruit for me. So, well, good. Any last thoughts on this chapter, or should we move into pride?
I would like to wrap with the chapter with one comment here. I think is evident, you know, that we have some, let's call it unconscious material that becomes conscious. It's so beautiful, you know, because we have access, because we are purging it. We are asking these questions, you know, we are pondering, okay, what is my consciousness about it, you know, and then maybe consciously, you know, in your mind, I don't know, but to me, I love to think, you know, all is well, but I don't vibrate that frequency yet in the entire energetic field. You know, it's like, yes, I love it, I know it, you know, but I am not it yet, you know, and I think it's okay, you know, and I love when you say, you know, it's beautiful, because we have all this childhood. I mean, we chose to incarnate in such a collective consciousness of scarcity, separation, and fear. And we chose that because I think we are to transcend it, you know, but it is a journey. And here's what I want to say. I love Celio you today, because yesterday the portal, the 999, you know, that was a huge opening energetically. And I was crap yesterday. I was really underground, you know, like what is going on? And, you know, I was dancing, you know, between shit, you know, I don't want to be this way, or blah, blah, blah. And wow, what an opportunity, because I was shaking in fear, you know, and it's like, what is this? What is this? You know, so at the end, what I'm saying here is that the beauty of purging, and, you know, like questioning every aspect, relationships, what is your consciousness about it? What you see your demonstration, you see your outside, so go in and how do you feel about it, you know, and then check, you know, if that comes from wanting control, wanting security, or wanting approval, and being compassionate about it. You know, it's not like you have to beat up the wanting control or security, you know, but being compassionate, just open the window. I mean, take the time. And yesterday I was, gosh, this is 24 hours a day, you know, it's like, oh my God, it's like constant, you know. So I don't know, I was even questioning yesterday that I'm doing this right, or what is going on, you know, but I was like a purge, like, oh, you know. And then this morning I woke up, you know, at the end I surrender, like it's true that by 5 p.m. or something like that, I start to feel a little better. I asked for all the help around, you know, like, please, 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 you know, let me open the window here. I was quiet a lot of time yesterday. This, because it's not about reading the book and, yeah, check, you know, the business consciousness that I have is this. Are you sitting down and really releasing it, you know? And yesterday I was thinking, there is no other way that sit down, okay, and check what really is going on inside, you know? Complete the chapter, because we have this opportunity about business, relationships, health, you know, everybody, you know, like, what were we demonstrating in life, and how do you feel about it? Have the courage to face it instead of, you know, pretending or denying or whatever, that we are really good about it, you know. So with this, I think I would like, I don't know, but I feel complete with the chapter. And yes, knowing that I have an open chapter to keep exploring again and again if I want, you know, and it's powerful.
1 point, 1 second. I have 1 point that from what Dr. Franz said that I think is extremely, extremely important. Because what you said, Dr. Franz, with your mother and going to the DuPont, and then she plays in your subconscious, that limit is like, beyond this, no more wealth, and under this, more wealth. And that's extremely important because that's been done in most of us. You know, we have, so what I have found during this mastermind and these last weeks is it works fantastic. And, you know, parallel with the work of the mastermind, to do some sort of therapy that has to do directly with the subconscious. In that level of the limit that was put in our, when we were children, or karmic, it's even karmic, it can be anything. I have done calibrating, which is great because the calibrating, as you know, goes directly to the point. It's like a point there. And anything that works for me, I really, for myself, I really recommend in this work, in this situation, to do something complementary as a therapy, because it's crucial. I mean, this release technique is great, but it can be empowered by whatever we found that works around us, because it's really crucial if we want to really get into this consciousness.
Well, thank you, Celio. Again, I love the way we really do stimulate amazing insights within ourselves through our group comment and interaction. That is the true power of a mastermind, and we really embody that principle in action, which I'm very proud of all of us. So, all right.
Well, I asked, got same topic a little bit. When I grew up, my family was pretty okay in as far as what we needed, but my best friends, my parents, my mother's best friends, they were very rich, and so I was playing with the kids, but the sensation I always got was, you know, I'm like a second. It's not for us. It's like I'm a guest. It's like I'm not. I'm not them, the rich one. Sometimes I get to play with them and be there, but I'm not that. I don't deserve that or something. So, and I just recognize now. I've known that for quite a while, that, you know, that it's not on my schedule to have those riches according to my subconsciousness. But for the first time, I actually connected with anger against that. But in the past, it was more like okay, that's how it is, you know, poor us, and or something like that, and, you know, we're okay. But I actually got angry at that right now. So I guess I get a need of control that I'm touching on that. So I'm glad for that.
That was good, Arnie. It reminded me of something for me. My parents, my dad was a golf professional, and so he worked at country clubs. And I remember being told that we couldn't have a nicer car than anybody else at the country club. We needed to have, and I don't know how old I was. I think we could have bought the nicer car, but we didn't, because we didn't want to outshine anyone else who was paying our salary, essentially, paying my dad's salary. So that's, it's, all these beliefs come in to just limit us, but they come from a sincere place of belief from the people who gave it to us, that that's really how things are. And I've noticed as I've grown in awareness through our work together and through my own personal work to overcome poverty consciousness of any sort, or lack consciousness, now, doesn't it stand out really when somebody exhibits one of those beliefs or speaks it out? It just stands out so clearly, and sometimes I say something about it, and sometimes I just let it go by because it's not mine to discuss, but it's just interesting how different. That's what lets me know how much I've changed. I'm so grateful.
Well, it's good to know that we've all had common backgrounds, and it is all our mother's faults. So I think I'm going to check out and contemplate my navel for the rest of the day now. You know, I loved Arnie's comments, because as soon as we're going to be talking about pride, and pride is a very interesting column in our chart of human emotions, and then Arnie talked about suddenly rekindling or re-experiencing anger associated with this poverty consciousness. And isn't, if we look on page 42, 43, these all important 2 pages, anger is kind of the pivotal emotion in the entire chart of emotions, and it's just under pride. So, you know, we allow our pride, and I think we're going to learn here the interrelationship where pride plays a pivotal role in whether we allow ourselves to go back down the scale of emotions or transcend and move forward in the scale of emotions. So that's the thought that I'm going to keep in the back of my mind as we go through this chapter this morning. So pride, how it stops us from having abundance. Interesting. If you could stop thinking for one moment, you would discover what you are. That's from Lester Levinson, and I think we all have a great deal of reality on the truth of that simple but profound sentence. In this chapter, we're going to explore pride. We're going to move right up the chart of emotions from pride to courageousness. Pride, if you look at the chart of emotions and the scale of value, and it's funny, I didn't even read that before, is a real strong I can't. It's hidden by I won't. People in pride often say, I won't do it. However, we didn't ask you if you won't do it. We asked, can you do it? They say, I don't want to. Yeah, but can you do it? To that they say, I don't want to. So pride is a hide. We hide things in pride, and it's a very, very strong rejecting place. Pride is where all rejection happens, including our rejection of abundance. So we're going to explore pride and allow ourselves to feel it. That way we can let it go so we can move through it, progressing to courageousness and acceptance. In pride, we have a feeling we are better than anyone else, then nobody else counts, and everybody has to look at us and see how wonderful we are. Excuse me 1 minute, I have to clear my throat for some reason.
Okay, well, meanwhile, I want to, I love this thing of pride because look, I don't really understand yet here, so I don't know if I have a lot of this stuff or not, but we will see. But something that I wanted to follow up with you, Celio, you were saying something very important about, you know, using, you know, another technique or whatever, the material, you know, is subconscious and all that stuff. And I want everybody know, okay, that we are really, we are doing by now our Unlimited Breath Intensive in November. And I want to say about how the Unlimited Breath technique, okay, is purging, is really building up a lot of spirit and free consciousness to kick out our subconscious material. So it's easy to become aware to begin with, or any, you know, memory contraction and things like that. And then it's when you know how to breathe and you really enjoy that powerful tool that we have here, that is our connection with spirit and life, you can use the breath to let that go too. It's the release technique, but instead of a tube or a window, you simply hold on into connecting with the breath. It's a magnificent technique, and the intensive that we go is called the 6 Truths to Empower Living, and you go through the entire journey of from birth, from conception to pregnancy to birth. I mean, the journey is amazing and very powerful, and it's dedicated, you know, we do like 14 days in total. I mean, it's dedicated. It's okay, I'm going to open book here and I'm going from 0 to 100, you know. So I don't know, I wanted to say that, and I'm waiting for Dr. Fran to come back and continue reading. But Unlimited Breath is very experiential, and it's not like you can get lost in your mind and nothing. You learn about presence. Some of you see us, you know, like present and engaged. That stuff is because Limited Breath a lot. And for many years of a big break, we started in last year to rebuild that energy and to offer these workshops to the world. We did one in July that was what a joy. I mean, was beautiful. I mean, people, you know, jump to their own journey, you know, with total openness and enthusiasm. So it's very beautiful. You can go unlimitedbreath.com and you will see, you know, if that's something that resonates with you. And Doc Frank, welcome. I was just trying to fill up the time here. Are you there available or yes?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm sorry. The allergies are just amazing right now. Normally it's just in my eyes, but this morning it seems to have gone to my throat. So anyway, but I'm too proud to acknowledge it. So I'm just sitting here getting angry about it. All right, but none of this stuff really makes any sense to me. I don't know why we're wasting our time doing it, but you know, it's just a wild thought. All right. In pride, we have a feeling we are better than anyone else, that nobody else counts, and everybody has to look at us and see how wonderful we are. When we make the jump to courageousness, we feel like saying, I'm terrific, you're terrific, we'll all move together. There's no contest. The contest stops, and so does the conflict, and fight to better than the next person. We are very rejecting in pride, and we need to explore that and release it, dumping it all so we can move up the chart of emotions towards courageousness, acceptance, and peace. So let's read pride from the scale of action. Lester's definition of pride. Pride is the wish to maintain the status quo, unwilling to change or move. Therefore, the wish to stop others from movement as they might pass us up. It's a contest. I have to be better than everybody. If you try to move past me, I'm going to push you down. Man, I don't know.
So that's a power
really having an amazing thought on that.
That's the basis of power struggle. No?
I think you're absolutely spot on, Arnie. Of course, you know. I mean, and we've seen the people who get some power, they do go absolutely off the scale with imposing that power on everyone around them. All right. Yeah. No. I mean, I just have a billion things running through my mind just reading that that paragraph. So courageousness, what that looks like. Courageousness is the willingness to move without fear. I'm sorry. Courageousness is the willingness to move out without fear or hesitation, to do, to correct, to change, whatever is needed. It's the willingness to let go and move on. Ask the releasing questions of, would you let it go? Could you let it go? When? These are courageous questions. They're not prideful questions. They're courageous ones. Would you let go? Could you let it go? When? The questions move you up to courageousness, giving you back your power. You recognize it's your feelings. Since they're your feelings, you can let them go if you choose to. Doing this continuously moves you closer to acceptance and peace. Therefore, you move toward the imperturbable person you are. The more you move up on the chart, if you haven't noticed, the quieter you get, the more powerful you get, the more capable you are, the more positive you are. As we've been letting go of these limiting feelings, we are moving up the chart. We've been letting go of this energy and allowing it to pass through. You might take a few minutes and turn to the chart of emotions. Check to see where on the chart you were when you started to do the work in this book. And where are you right now on the chart of emotions? Notice that you have moved up. Most of us bounce around from different places on the chart of emotions, but we all have a home base we can generally hang out in. You will notice that the more you have been releasing these limitations called feelings, the more you've moved up the chart. Now we're going to take a look at pride in a more in-depth way. In chapter 8, there's a description of pride. Let's look at pride again. The way you feel in pride is above it all, aloof, arrogant, better than, complacent, conceited, condescending, contemptuous, cool, disdainful, haughty, holier than thou, icy, irreverent, judgmental, pious, righteous, rigid, smug, special, superior, uncompromising, unfeeling, vain. Help! No, I added that. Holy crap. Very, very eye-opening to me. And the way you think when you're in pride includes, how dare you? I knew that. I know everything. I know. I won't associate with those kind of people. I'll look like I'm agreeing and I'll do it my way. I'm better than all of them. I'm better than you. I'm in a better place than all of you. I'm not like them. I'm the only one who can do it right. I'm the only one who can get it done. I'm the savior. I'm the hero. I'm too busy with important matters to have time for you. It's your fault. Maybe I'll do it, and maybe I won't. My way is the only way. What do they know? What's wrong with you? Who do they think they are? Who do they think you are? Why is everyone so incompetent? You don't belong. You need me to get it done. The way you act when being prideful is aloof, arrogant, bigoted, blaming others, boastful, bored, closed, complacent, conceited, detached, disrespectful, distant, dogmatic, egotistical, false humility, gloating, hypocritical, indifferent, know-it-all, narrow-minded, never wrong, opinionated, patronizing, pompous, pointing others down, remote, sabotaged, sanctimonious, self-absorbed, self-centered, self-important, snobbish, spoiled, stoic, stubborn, stuck-up, talking against others, unforgiving, impenetrable, unreadable, unyielding, withdrawn. Take a look at somebody you know in your life that's in pride a lot and see if you're rejecting, resisting, or clutching in reaction to how they act. And just allow that energy to come up and allow it to pass through. And think about a time when you acted in pride, when you really, really thought you were the cat's meow and you got smashed for it. See if there's any resistance, any rejection, any clutching. Just allow that energy to come up and allow it to pass through. Letting go of pride allows us to move up to cap. One must be okay with any energy. Therefore, we need to move through the energy and push through it, allowing the flow of abundance to continue. Now, when we don't like somebody in pride, guess what? We're in pride, and we don't really know it. We're judging them. We're making them wrong, and we're actually rejecting them. We end up feeling rejected, but it's not possible to feel rejected if you aren't the rejector. Just take a check and see. It's not possible to feel rejected if you aren't clutching or resisting. Next time you feel rejected, put your head down and notice if there's an unwanted energy in your stomach or chest. Just allow it to come up and allow it to pass through. Moving from a victim place to a causal place. Think about the last time you felt rejected. Put your head down and see if you have an unwanted energy in your stomach or chest. Just allow it to come up and allow it to pass through. Think about the last time you rejected someone. You judged them. You put them down. Could that be pride? Could you put your head down and notice there's an unwanted energy there? Could you allow it to come up and pass through? And think about somebody who's really in pride. See if that brings up any resistance in your feeling center. Somebody acting like that, walking around like that. See if you're rejecting, resisting them inside your feeling center. Could you allow your energy to come up and just allow it to pass through? Think about the last time somebody was teasing you or you were teasing them. Could that be pride? It looks playful, but there's a lot of negative energy there. Take a check. Just allow that energy to come up. Let go of resisting it It's wanting to get the other person, wanting to show the other person. Can't you see it? Can't you feel it? Feel that pride? Allow it to come up and allow it to pass through. Courageousness. Let's take a look at courageousness. It's not a holding back place. It's a giving place. Courageousness is the willingness to move out without fear or hesitation, to do, to correct, to change whatever is needed. The willingness to let go and move on. And the feelings associated with courageousness are alert, alive, assured, aware, centered, cheerful, clear, confident, cooperative, delighted, eager, energetic, exhilarated, focused, grounded, full of gusto, happy, hardiness, hopeful, independent, invincible, loving, lucid, non-resistant, open, optimistic, passionate, purposeful, receptive, resilient, safe, secure, stable, willing, zealous, and zestful. And the way you think when you're in courageousness, I can get it done, I can listen, I can respond appropriately, I do what is needed and it works, I know we can, I'll do what it takes to make it work, I'm willing to take risks. It can be easy and effortless. It is as easy as it is hard. It's possible. Let's work together. We can do it. We'll find a way. Yes. You're actually feeling, I'm the greatest, and don't you dare do anything to stop me. Everybody look at me. In courageousness, we're terrific. I'm terrific. You're terrific. We'll all be terrific and we'll help each other. That's a big shift, a big difference. And the way you act is able, above board, adaptive, adventurous, bold, brave, candid, collaborative, committed, compassionate, competent, cooperative, creative, daring, decisive, dedicated, dynamic, enjoyably, exploratorily, flexible, focused, forthright, gallant, generous, giving, full of goodness, gratified, honesty, humorous, initiative, inquiringly, insightful, full of integrity, inventive, motivated, partnering, perceptive, persevering, persistent, playful, pleasurably, resourceful, risk-taking, robust, self-sufficient, sharp, solution-focused, spontaneous, strong, supportive, tireless, unpretentious, valiant, and vigorous. So take a look at the times when you've been in courageousness. See what it looks like. It's a big shift from pride, which is I'm terrific and don't try to be better than me, to courageousness, which is I'm terrific, you're terrific, we'll help each other. It's an attitude swing. It's an energy shift, and it's a moving closer and closer to acceptance and peace. Letting go of pride and moving up. Now let's take a look at releasing the pride. The following exercise is designed to allow you to let go of your pride and move up into beingness faster. Pride is an emotion that gets us stuck because we often want to hold on to it and protect it. Pride is sometimes a sense of having done it and not being sure if we can do it again. Therefore, we hold on to what we've done and try to get acknowledgement for it instead of just moving on to our next accomplishment. It's also sometimes a subtle sense of being better than others. Pride is a blind spot for most of us. We often get stuck in pride and don't know it. Doing this exercise will uncover your pride for yourself and let it go. What I want you to do is just follow along and see what happens. Releasing pride. 1, ask yourself, what am I proud of? Make a list and release the wants associated with each item. Do one at a time. Now, I'm getting a feeling, guys, that maybe this is a long chapter. This might be a time we might actually physically do this list on releasing pride. And it might take us, well, the rest of this session for sure. And it may take us some time at the beginning of the next session, but Do I have a consensus on the panel that it might really be an important action?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So let's get our little slip of paper out, whatever we're writing on, and let's do step one of releasing pride. Personally, I feel a great need to master this particular action. What am I proud of? Let's make a list and release the wants associated with each item and do one at a time. And maybe we'll just get that done today and we'll share. Let's just make 3 things that you're proud of so we don't get a long drawn out. Let's make 3 things. What am I proud of? Make a list, and then we'll discuss that among ourselves. All right. Who's ready to be our leadoff hitter here? Who's the most prideful of the group?
Well, then I better not do it.
I could go.
Celio, you can go. Okay.
No, it's just before we get into the exercise, Dr. Fran, as you said, it's such an important chapter and point, and the whole subject of pride is so essential. And before with the pointing the 3 most important points of each one's pride or whatever, for me, as you were reading, what was crucial, and before when I read the chapter these days, is that with mirroring, exactly I was seeing in those aspects of pride and egotistic and things like, to me, is the biggest block. For example, in my partners, or in a specific partner, it's like, oh my God, I can't stand that. It's like the biggest block, and I was seeing that the best way to explore it in me, and therefore releasing it, is using the mirror. So if there's a person, there's a partner or situation that really puts those points of pride, so like, my God, I can't stand it, then as you read today, and as I read the chapter, I understood I have to see it in myself with big humility. I have to see that I can't stand in that person. First, I have to release it in myself. Otherwise, I'll never get it. And then the 3 points to me, it's tied to the others. I'm very proud that I accomplished many things with big obstacles. So as you're reading, he said that sometimes the problem here is that we are afraid we're not going to do it again. And then I'm very proud of my resiliency. That is, I'm very proud of that. And I'm very proud of being extremely compassionate. Those are my 3 main things that I'm proud of.
I thank you. Well, I don't know, Candace, go for it, yes. Okay, I thought you had opened the microphone. Wow, Celio, thank you. I mean, okay, do you want to go? Candace, go for it. Go.
I was trying to go. My fingers must have gone too fast on the button there. Yeah, the first thing that came up was my kids. I'm proud of my kids, and the fact that they've done well in adverse circumstances themselves. And then I'm proud of my own uniqueness, that I have been successful at having very little and still living a good life, you know, an interesting life and doing different things. And other people find it an inspiration. For me, I find it just fine. I keep doing it until I stop doing it. And sometimes I'm proud about my appearance. You know, that I'll, you know, when we get all gussied up or put on makeup, fix the hair and all that, that can be a moment of pride. And this is a good exercise, and I'm going to add one more. And when I do a good job at something, there's such a good feeling that comes with that. But I'm actually questioning, I think part of that might be pride, but part of it might be just part of the natural reward of doing the right thing. So that's a little thought I'm exploring. But I'm not trying to talk myself out of having been proud in my life. Believe me.
Thank you. Thank you, Candace. I do agree with Celio that we need to continue, we need to deepen in with this chapter. I think it's super powerful. And to really, you know, to maybe take the time during this week to deepen in more on this one. But for me, first, I do want to, you know, how, I don't know, compassionate I am for the human journey, let's say, but on the chart, you know, pride is under wanting approval. And to me, I spent the beginning of this book, I mean, was intense. I could never detect it, you know, how much wanting approval I was all the time, wanting approval, you know. Now more in wanting security, control, approval sometimes, but I don't know if you remember, I was sharing in the beginning, it's like, gosh, I'm impressed, you know, with how much wanting approval. And now I understand, you know, because the pride, you know, is really the camouflage of wanting approval, okay? So what I discovered right now, so then be gentle with that and open the window, you know, and let's approve the wanting approval fly. But what I discovered for me, I'm proud of, and I'm proud of being quick. I love the speed, you know, like quick, resolutive, and da-da-da. So I'm proud of being solution-oriented. And I'm proud of being beautiful in the sense of expressing beauty and in at home, like my home temple and I don't know, something that I really enjoy, you know, like elegant, beautiful, and dress up and all that stuff. So I'm proud of all of that. And yes, if I go to my core, I was, when we were talking right now, it's like, gosh, you know, approval, I don't even feel the wanting approval. So, well, I don't know. So this is something that I want to explore deeper, you know, because I believe that, you know, all these things can be, you know, the healthy, proud, like naturally you were saying, Candace, you know, there is many things that we can honor, you know, and enjoy. But, you know, if there is any aroma, any sense of, you know, having learned to be that way, because was, for example, to be quick, this is something that I need to be to survive. My mom is super impatient, let's say, I don't know how it's today, you know, I mean, probably age, you know, melt us a lot, but I can see myself impatient, you know, and so I think I developed that quickness to survive, you know, and so, okay, there is a component inside, even though I love to be quick and I'm comfortable in it, you know, or I'm very uncomfortable in the waiting, slow, can you please move? I mean, this is easy, you know, come on. So in that level, I think I can release, you know, a lot of this proud wanting approval behind, you know. So I just want to point that the wanting approval is probably what we find at the core, you know, of this proud thing. So thank you.
Okay. So my 3 main points, the first 3 main points I'm proud of is having channeled and created our new house. And I'm proud of having set up a computer system running my business. I did that many years ago, and it's so good that it's running today seamlessly. So I'm very proud of having the best system set up. And I'm very proud of having created several healing modalities, unlimited breath, unlimited body, and creative questions. So, but when I feel like when I'm trying to feel the pride, that there is part of me I feel proud, but part of me feel grateful. So I'm noticing that there is a relationship between, or not a relationship. It's a path from pride to gratitude. There is some kind of path in there. Either one can be on the pride side, or one can be on the gratitude side, and it can be the same topic. It's just a little different flavor. And one obviously is connected with the source, is gratitude, and one is created with the connected with the ego. So it's I'm noticing a little balance in there for me.
All right. If I could go now, I would appreciate it, because we're racing today. I'm very excited, and I've got to get down. My crew is arriving. So this has been probably the most impactful exercise for me so far in this book. And releasing pride. What am I proud of? Well, one was being a Penn grad, top of my class, successful practice with significant abundance, and a successful marriage. And I see all of those, and this is where the revelation came in. It was wanting acceptance as a superior person, as a perfectionist. And, you know, many of us have perfectionist traits, but I had them to the max. And the reality came to me, the realization instantly was that I've never truly accepted myself in all of my accomplishments. There was a Beatles song that I heard, God damn it, back in 1965. And the refrain in it was, I'm not what I appear to be. I'm a loser. And that was my constant inner talk. No matter what I did, no matter what I accomplished, I would internally negate that and not acknowledge myself for it. And what just came to me again is the truth of this statement, that no one can ever accept you or compliment you or acknowledge you enough to overcome your own inability to acknowledge yourself. So I have had such an amazing release on this awareness. And I really want to thank all of you, because your comments and insights and courage in speaking your thoughts has what truly allowed me to reach that level of release today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Frank. Have a wonderful sailing, and enjoy your success moment by moment. And I just want to say thank you to everyone too. And yes, this topic is kind of powerful. And, you know, I was just acknowledging here, I don't know, all the other masterminds that I attended in my life, you know, were all like uplifting, da, da, da. And to me, I love that we can, you know, be compassionate with our human journey, that is okay. The proud entity in us, okay, is just looking for our love and our light and our release. You know, that's how we learn how to love ourselves in all the aspects, okay? So I'm very proud, let's say, of doing this mastermind, you know, in this loving way, authentic human way, you know, like it's not like we have to pretend or, you know, just to focus on the good without, you know, like really releasing, transcending, you know, like melting all the illusion that we have created from ignorance, you know, all these things are survival mode to me, the wanting approval and security. What a joke. When we think about ourself, capital letters, you know, it's another world, nothing to do with our true nature. So I love to be compassionate with that aspect in us. And I will suggest, you know, to take the time this week to read again what we have, you know, the chapter 20 and page 138, to keep pondering on this, because every time that we read this, to me, there is more to release. And that's the beauty, to become transparent, okay? And so we can really embody our soul and our true nature, and prosperity and abundance in relationships, in business, in everything. That's what I believe, you know, will be natural. It's not because we make it from a place of, you know, separation and scarcity, but it's more because we allow it, okay? And with that said, I just want to say thank you, all of you, for the ones that we are in the panel here, for opening up so beautifully, deeply, and you know, I think that we are creating a safe space to be these conscious entrepreneurs that have the courage to purge and to keep going, you know. I also know that the more we release and the more we open up, the more we are supporting our entire planet here. So I'm very happy about that. And I wish you a wonderful week, and we'll see each other next Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern time again. So meanwhile, I love you, and enjoy your week and release week, let's call it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Love to everybody.